Hey everyone, it's me here. Welcome to the channel. If you've ever been living under a rock or simply chose not to look at your phone for the past 12 hours, you might have missed some breaking news. One of the biggest tech companies in the world announced that it was laying off about 12,000 people. That's roughly 12% of their total workforce. The stock went up by more than 8% in after-hours trading. Investors are loving this. But what about those who lost their jobs? Well, they got a nice little package that includes a 16-week base pay, 2 weeks additional pay for every year that they've worked there, a bonus based on their remaining equity, and a whole bunch of other perks like extended healthcare, for example. Let's take a step back and see how we got here. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin back in 1998. For the first few years, it was just the two of them working on their new invention in their garage. In 1999, they hired their first employee, Susan Wojcicki, who is now the CEO of YouTube. In 2001, they had around 30 employees. In 2004, they went public and raised billions of dollars from investors. From then on, they went on a shopping spree. They acquired YouTube in 2006, DoubleClick in 2007, Android in 2005, Motorola Mobility in 2012, Boston Dynamics in 2013, Nest Labs in 2014, DeepMind in 2014, Fitbit in 2019, Looker in 2019, and Betty in 2021. Some of these were huge successes, while others were complete failures, but they kept expanding anyway. At one point, they were even called a monopoly and an illegal oligarchy. As a result, they were fined billions of dollars. And if you think that's bad, they're currently facing a massive antitrust lawsuit that could very well break up the company. So with all these problems and a slowing economy, Sundar decided that it's time to cut costs. He laid off 10% of all corporate staff and 100% of those working at Betty. Now, you might be thinking that this is all pretty messed up, and it is. But this is business. Business is ruthless. You can't be a softie in business. You need to maximize profits at all costs. Remember, business has no emotions. Business is not a moral endeavor. Business is ruthless. All of these companies that Alphabet acquired over the years weren't acquired to make money. They were acquired to grow user count and add revenue. Now that the pandemic is over and they have all the users they could possibly get, they don't need these companies anymore. They're just dead weight. So they're cutting them loose. But what about the people? What happens to them? Well, Sundar gave them golden parachutes. Every employee gets 16 weeks of their base pay. On top of that, they get 2 weeks of additional pay for every year they work there. So if someone has been there for 10 years, they get 20 weeks of additional pay. On top of DOT, they also get a bonus based on their remaining equity. Finally, they get extended healthcare and other benefits. And as a result, investors loved it. This is exactly what they wanted to hear. This means that they have more confidence in the company and are willing to pay more for it. As a result, the stock prices went up by more than 8% in after-hours trading. Sundar is known for being a very frugal CEO. He doesn't spend money on fancy headquarters or perks like free food. Instead, he keeps his salary low and spends money on things that actually move the needle, like hiring more engineers and buying other companies. While this has worked out well for him so far, it's led to many of these failed projects. I think that's the risk you take when you hire really smart people and give them a blank checkbook. What do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to stay tuned for more amazing business and tech stories. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.